we get to the point where women are choosing careers over relationships and men are choosing solitude over relationships?
You guys are going to be single and unmarried in the next like 20 years is because you're not listening.
I need somebody who can, for the lack of better words, put me in my place.
Because yeah, just like this previous creator said, boys will do anything to avoid talking about their feelings.
I was today years old when I found out that men are not supposed to chase after women.
Men do not care what you have in your purse. They are asking, what kind of woman are you?
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now, before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
How did we get to the point where women are choosing careers over relationships and men are choosing solitude over relationships? At what point did we decide that being alone is more beneficial than being together with someone? It's really sad to see that more and more people, especially men, are checking out of dating and are giving up on finding their soulmate or finding a compatible partner to be with. And I think a lot of people forget that we are and we will always be stronger as a team, two people together. Two halves of a whole will always go further in life, faster in life, and be happier in life than other people who choose to stay alone and be alone forever.
Try teaching that to women. They'll tell you different.
I want a boyfriend, but I don't feel like dating. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No, it doesn't make word.
Listen, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, yes, absolutely.
Yes. Okay, listen, I want to be in a relationship. Snap my finger right now. He's next to me. But I don't feel like it, nor do I want to spend the energy dating, texting, playing it cool, looking perfect. Because that's like 3 months of just consistent trying to
because
like you.
Really exhausting.
It's a
Go on
lot.
so many dates, and then you have to decide when you can, take the next step. And
Okay,
then
maybe this is only for us, and Chris can't understand.
pessimistic.
Because do you know how long it takes us to get ready for a date?
Probably a while, yeah.
A very long time. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
it's a lot of effort for us.
Yeah, but then you don't want the easy. You don't want a guy to like you too much. It's wild. You see that? These women don't want to do the work, but if a man does the work, they don't want that either. Crazy.
So a girl made a video about this on TikTok, and it's put in the most simple terms. I would say every girl I know right now wants a man who is masculine and a leader. And obviously that comes with like asserting dominance and all these things. And all these women want this, but then no women want to listen. They don't want to listen to the leader. So they want the leader, but then they're not going to listen. And it's so funny because it really comes down to like not listening to them is not only just extremely demasculating to them, it's like, so why would they want to be with you? They would go be with a woman who's more feminine and like willing to listen. This is not like, I'm not talking about controlling crazy guys. I'm talking about this is what a strong man in his masculine is. So it's like when you're doing the whole feminine, new wave feminism, girl boss, I don't listen to anyone, then that's okay. There's a reason why the statistics are saying that all you guys are going to be single and unmarried in the next like 20 years is because you're not listening.
Yes, women don't listen. It's funny. It's wild. I talk about it all the time when I found my wife, right? That was the first thing she showed me. She's a listener and a follower. And right now, we're doing what we do with YouTube and we're doing other businesses because she's a great listener. Other women need to learn.
I won't settle. I'll just be single. My mom's single. My mom's been single. My mom raised me single, so I'll just stay single.
By the way, that's a very genetic trait. It's true. There's a book called. There's a book called. Single. No, it is. How picky you are. There's a book by Barry Schwartz, one of my mentors. He's a professor. It's called The Paradox of Choice. People get up when they think they have too much choice, but nobody has as much choice as you think. But it's genetic. Some people that he calls them maximizers or satisficers. Maximizers are always looking for better, and they're not going to settle till they find the best. Satisficers realize time is short, and so it's like you got to marry something, especially for giving birth to babies. Like for men and women, you got to pop them out because nature don't give a shit about culture.
Sure doesn't.
Your future husband is never going to be the guy who leaves.
I have a question for my married girlies. Go in the other room and turn the volume down. Is the man that you marry your absolute soulmate? Is it the man that just sets you on fire, the most passionate, intense love, literally the love of your life? Or is the man that you marry just the person that you settle for because he was safe and would make a good husband? Let me know in the comments.
Women have to learn to settle. You see how she was talking? They just don't want to do it. And they will be left alone.
Ladies.
Yes?
If he's not offering to pay for your manicure pedicure.
And why exactly should he be paying for that? One's own personal beauty maintenance should be one's own personal responsibility.
Really, what is he doing with that money?
Oh, I think I know the answer to this one. He could be paying his bills, paying his rent or his house payment, saving away for his retirement. You know, doing something useful with his money.
Because you deserve your nails done. And he should be paying.
Is anyone else getting the feeling that a lot of these so-called independent women really aren't independent at all?
And if he hasn't gotten the hint by now, just send him this video. Just give him a little sign. A wake-up call.
Well, that'll be quite a wake-up call. Quite a doozy, in fact, I'd imagine. Just imagine getting sent this video, only to realize that you're not actually with someone who wants to be with you because of who you are, but what they can get out of you, sponging off of you so that they can get the things paid for that they want. What a great way to find out that one is not in a great relationship.
You know, it's funny, right? I think about how many times I've seen her. That lady's name is Lady J, the one speaking after the delusional woman. And I had to have seen her on like videos I reacted to, probably like a third of them, or maybe a little under that, maybe 20%, I would say. But still, you guys see it all the time too. Now, I think about how many videos I've reacted to. It shows you, and it's all minor moment. It shows you how delusional they are. It's sickening. It's cancer.
We've all heard the question, what are you bringing to the table? For years. So when they're asking this question to women, they are not asking for the same reasons. Men do not care what you have in your purse. They are asking, what kind of woman are you? Now that this question is being posed to women, it is exposing all of the women who really have no real character.
He's cooking our garbage.
Because that's why they're upset. He just wants to know, are you agreeable? Are you peaceful? Do you like to cook? Can you keep a clean house? Do you want children? How do you feel about family? Do you involve people in your relationships? Do you go toe to toe with your men? How is your mouth when you're in an argument?
Yeah, it's more of that. Guys, women have to bring something, and it's sad because from the answers you can see nowadays, modern women don't bring anything.
I am learning that I need somebody who can, for the lack of better words, put me in my place.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Put me in my place. Yeah. That's exactly it.
And it doesn't mean, you know, he's going to come home and beat me, because I think that's where people's minds go to. But he needs to have very strong boundaries.
Yes.
Because I find a lot of Western men don't have strong boundaries.
Yes.
So it's just like, whatever you say goes. And I can't have that, because I know myself, I will lose respect for you. If you can't say no to me,
100%.
I will lose respect.
That shouldn't be that way. Why should you feel a man should have boundaries? A man should come into it. That's why guys act like the last woman said, what do you bring to the table? You're not bringing peace. By a man respecting your boundaries, you're a nightmare. You're telling guys, if you're single, I fully understand why.
Imagine one day you wake up in your marriage and you realize you want out. You no longer want to be in the marriage, except you realize the home that you live in is not in your name. The car you're driving is not in your name. The phone you use is not in your name. You don't have a bank account in your name. You have nothing that you actually own. How do you then leave? You can't. This is financial abuse, and this is what keeps you trapped in a marriage.
She said financial abuse is having a responsible husband. This is crazy. They're calling it financial abuse. I call it having a good husband. Like, you see some woman and they get it. They say, you may be like the last woman I reacted to, this black girl. She said, you may be like this. I'm an airhead when I'm with you because he's so secure. That's what he did. And now that's financial abuse. It's crazy.
I wonder why.
Another one bites the dust.
I do not want to get married. Don't get me wrong, marriage can be amazing for mutual support, raising kids, and creating a family. I'm not against marriage as an institution yet. For myself, I feel like a life partner is more than enough. I don't need papers or documents to prove my love or their love. It's actually even better because if we keep choosing each other after many, many years, that means the love is enough.
She's going to be a very lucky woman. She's going to get a guy if she doesn't already have one. Probably doesn't, but she's going to get a guy to choose her. She's gorgeous. She has a chance, right? Why is that? Because men don't trust getting married anymore. She falls right into the pocket of what men are looking for. And is it right, though? Because me, I believe in the Christian way. I do. You can judge me, but I do. I believe in following the Bible to the T. And I believe that you need a wife, right? So you're not out here just banging and slanging and throwing your seed everywhere. It's true. That right there is immoral. That's how I feel. And I probably couldn't be with someone like her because she feels that way. And I can't do that.
For the fellas, would you rather tell your feelings to a brick wall or to a woman?
These men absolutely cannot stop telling on themselves, and at this point I think it's kind of hilarious. Now, I love this previous creator's response to this video because it's so true. But I'm going to say it out loud. The male loneliness epidemic that we're facing right now is almost entirely self-inflicted. Because yeah, just like this previous creator said, boys will do anything to avoid talking about their feelings. Especially women, who will give them the most honest feedback. They will throw away like 24-year lifelong friendships just to avoid talking about their feelings and self-isolate. And an interesting thing about this male loneliness epidemic is it specifically just talks about men and their friendships. Like, it's not even about dating and relationships. A lot of these surveys are surveying married men, and I see this all the time in my male friendships. And there are tons of people who have already done a deep dive into how they set up the patriarchy, right, for them to not feel masculine enough talking about their feelings. And of course, because of this, almost like half of men feel very unsatisfied with their friendships because they can't form close and fulfilling friendships. But most male friendships that I've lost in my time on this planet have been because they refuse to talk about their feelings and they'd rather just like block everyone and disappear from your life. I actually have 2 guy friends who have done that this week. They're saying they're going through a lot.
She just talked about guys she has in a friend zone. Because I swear, some of those guys she's mentioning is in a friend zone. They don't want to be your friends anymore. Oh, they're lonely. They're not telling me things. They don't want to be your friend.
Even though I'm like really concerned and beg them to talk to me about it, because that's concerning. And one very bold example of this is one friend I made in college, right? We were friends for like 4 or 5 years, a pretty stable friendship. And actually, like the first time I met him, I had a very big crush on him. But he was not interested. It was college, right? He was out partying, doing whatever, and that's fine. So we just became friends. And I saw him like slowly going down this spiral. And every time I tried to get him to like talk to me and open up about stuff, he just would like disappear off the face of the planet and come back a couple months later. Sometimes he would call me like crying and freaking like after a long night out, you know, as guys tend to only be able to open up in those moments. And it got more and more concerning, and the things he started to tell me became more and more concerning. And anytime I would try and help him and like problem solve with him when he came to me, he would get like mad, right? Because usually he was kind of the problem in a lot of his stories, as it tends to go. And like we had to stop hanging out as well because like it was just, he was getting kind of scary to me, honestly. And one night he confesses, of course, that he's totally in love with me, right? And I had to be like, hey, I've always been in love with you too, but you're like literally, you've been at rock bottom for a year. Like, this is very concerning. And I can't do that to myself. I've been sitting around, you know, for 2-3 years hoping that you will get help and listen to all of us. But every time someone tries to help you, you disappear off the face of the planet and then you show up at 2 a.m. after you've had like an entire handle because apparently that's the only time you're ever capable of actually speaking about your feelings. And then when everyone gives you honest feedback, you become absolutely enraged. And you can't see how this would maybe make me afraid of being with you. Of course, there was like a lot of other stuff that happened, but the bottom line was like, dude, one, you're also like really, really intelligent and an amazing like technical engineering designer. You have such a bright future ahead of you, and for so long, I've also wanted to be a part of it. But you keep self-isolating, refusing to let anyone help you, and destroying your own life. Obviously, I can't be a part of that. That's not safe or fair for me. Like, dude, I need you to know, hopefully this is your rock bottom of rock bottom. You're the only one responsible for, one, blowing your chance with me, of course, and just blowing your chance at an amazing life in general, because you have, like, all the options in the world right now. Of course, he couldn't hear a word I was saying, right? He got so enraged. It was so scary. He blocked me on everything. I decided that was definitely for the best. He came back a few weeks later, tried to unblock me and continue to, like, talk in circles again, not hearing anything, so I didn't even respond. I blocked him on everything and I had to walk away. But yeah, if y'all just keep bottling everything up inside and letting your problems worsen instead of sharing them with other people and actually listening to the feedback, you are solely responsible for the crappy life you will lead.
No, I gotta say, that was a very touching story. I thought you were like the rest of them. You're not quite like Modern Woman. You tried, you got put in the friend zone. That dude was a knucklehead. But men have to hold things inside. Are you crazy? We can't be out here. My feelings. That man, do you know how people will look at you? You complain all the time. Let me tell you, when I was younger, I was stuck in that complaining mode, like early 20s, right? I was in complaining mode. Nobody wants to hear a complainer, especially a man complainer. A man can be out here sharing his feelings. No, it's really true. People look down on that, especially women. So that's why men are that way. We have to be that way. We have to be strong. We have to go out and make money. We have to tackle things. That's just the way it is.
So I posted a couple videos recently talking about modern women and what their standards are and what modern women are looking for. And I've gotten a lot of comments from men saying that they are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman, and that there aren't enough of them out there. So that had me thinking, like, well, what is the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? I wrote some notes here to distinguish the difference. A modern woman is someone who's independent. She has a full-time career. She prioritizes career and education over family and children. She is strong and wants to be taken seriously. And you'll probably hear her say things like, I don't need no man to support me, and never depend on a man. A traditional woman is someone who focuses on family and children. She cooks and she cleans. She knows how to take care of her man mentally, emotionally, and physically. She's graceful and nurturing, and I'm gonna say it, submissive. So, for all the modern women out there, I hear all the time that they want a traditional man, but it's sounding to me like traditional men don't actually want modern women. And I can't tell you how many times I hear women say they don't cook, they don't clean, but yet they want a man to pay all their bills. So I'm just curious, women, do you consider yourself modern or traditional? And what kind of man are you actually looking for? And for men, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a woman if it's not a modern woman?
Men are looking for the traditional woman. You just answered it. I think she went a little airhead there for a moment, but that's what guys want. Everything you named, the nurturing, the cooking, and not even I can cook myself. But yes, when my wife cooks me food, I feel the nurturing. I feel it. I feel the love there. It's just something about food, yeah. I don't know what it is. Food. Food is a thing. It's a big thing.
It's sad that men are intimidated by high-earning women.
Who's intimidated?
When men figure out how much I earn, they're no longer interested.
Do you think they're intimidated by the amount of money you make, or do you think they just don't like your attitude?
I'm a boss. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Well, that right there. Typically, men want a cooperative woman, and it sounds like you don't want to cooperate with anybody.
He needs to cooperate with me because I'm
what you're saying
figures.
is exactly
I
why
run my relationships because I'm in Golden Morton.
Then go date
ignorance.
Exactly.
Am I the only one who notices that women who want men who are traditional, they don't understand that traditional men don't like liberal women? I mean, let's get into it, okay? Let's be real. Do traditional men like women who hate men? No. Do traditional men like women who have different color hair every week? Different, and I mean Crayola. Like, hi mom, here's my girlfriend with the fuchsia hair, who has a nose ring here and 12 earrings up the ears, and I'm gonna bring her around, but she's got this like tattoo thing that starts at her neck and it like wraps around her titty too. That's a titty too, right? So these women come on social media and they're, men aren't traditional, I'm not getting traditional men, blah, blah, blah. But they're promiscuous. They have all those modern women values, right, that are super engineered and messed up. And they drunk the Kool-Aid about what it means to be a modern woman. And so then they sit there and they're like, but pay for my dinner, and men don't help me put things in my car, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I get helped all the time. I'm always being treated like really well by men. And I'm a married woman. I'm respectful of my husband, of course, but when I'm out and about, I'm smiling and I'm pleasant and I'm just carrying myself as a lady. I don't carry myself as somebody who is your typical bitter, progressive feminist and who's, angry, hating men, and then hating men that she wants because they don't want her back. Clean it up, ladies. Clean it up.
Yeah, but you see what she said. She's a married woman. She walks around happy, like she's in a happy marriage, and guys treated her that way. Now, why are guys treating this woman with respect? Because that's men in general. Men are respectful human beings, right? And it's better to choose a man over the bear. How to get that out there.
Oh, I was today years old when I found out that men are not supposed to chase after women. Proverbs 31. Don't chase after women and lose your strength. Women like that have destroyed kings.
Let me say this. All of these things, they are in the Bible. And I got to tell you guys, the Bible is really a manual. I know people going to say, well, Jay's preaching right now. But I got to tell you this. It really is. And the acronyms of the Bible is real. It's basic instructions before leaving Earth. Everything happening now with modern woman. You see how divorce right now is rampant and the way modern women are acting. This happened in the Bible days. And the Bible said this would happen again. So I got to say this. God has your best interest in mind. God knows exactly everything that's happening right now. Right? He knows everything that's happening with the modern woman. And it's true. When we get back to the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, we're getting close to the end. And that's where we are now. And I'm happy that this woman looked that up because it's real. She's actually reading the Bible. You're going to see these things. You guys send me scriptures all the time and say, Jay, this one. I go, yeah, it's it. Because God knows he has men's best interests at heart. He wants guys to follow him and be true kings. Because as it says, women like that have destroyed kings. So be a righteous man, right? Because these women will lead you all the way to unrighteousness. And men don't want to deal with that. They want to find women that are Bible-like. They do. That follow these things to the T. Women that are traditional. Usually Bible-like. The reason why guys like that, because we all understand it's definitely more to life than dealing with any woman that's not like that.
Brothers! What we do in life echoes in eternity.